The Tesla bulls are charging. Ooh, a double entendre. Betting big on CEO Elon Musk. Our next guest says that he sees Tesla's valuation north of $1 trillion in 2025. Dan Ives, Wedbush Securities Managing Director and Senior Equity Analyst, joins us now. We might have even had a typo in there. I think you think that this could go even higher here. So ultimately, Dan, let's break that down here. What is your vision for how they can get to your market cap that you're anticipating by 2025?
Yeah, I mean, first off, Brett, this puts that Delaware twilight zone in the rearview mirror. I mean, now with the compact, I think that was a $20, $25 overhang on the stock and now moving to Texas. But when you look at the Tesla story, autonomous FSD, I could argue it's one of the best AI plays in the market when you look out the next 2, 3, 4 years. This is just the start of the next chapter, the next book, as Musk calls it, in the Tesla growth story. I think it's one of the best disruptive names in the world.
Right, Dan. So put some of these lofty expectations then, I think, into a more realistic picture for us. You're very confident that you're going to see, or that we could see, maybe Tesla reach that $1 trillion in value here in 2025. Talk to us about what the catalysts are for that growth, at least in the short term, and then compare that maybe to the longer term picture and some of these longer term believers when it comes to Tesla.
Yeah, so let's walk through the setup. Look, New York City cab driver is expecting a bad June quarter. So no one's expecting great things for June. But I think that's the last tough quarter, tough comp, as then we turn the corner, demand stabilizing in China. And then August 8th, I think, is going to be a historical day. Robotaxis, autonomy, that's kind of the vision. I mean, no different than what we saw from Apple this week in terms of Cupertino and AI. That'll be them unveiling the broader strategy. And then I think you start to then see the execution of the strategy along with the sub 30K vehicle. We think, I call it a Model 2.5, gets released early next year. In our opinion, the bottom's in Tesla. Bears go into hibernation mode. And I think those thinking that that comp package was going to get voted down had a little too much champagne.
Is Elon Musk too optimistic with his $25 trillion target that he thinks the company can get towards? And what type of company are we talking about at that point? Is it an automotive company? Is it a technology company? Is it an energy company?
Well, look, we've always talked about in the show, this is a disruptive technology company. And I think that's where, look, the bears will say it's a car company. They've said it from, what, 100 million up to $1 trillion. So the point is, this is disruptive tech. And now, when you look at autonomy, software, FSD, that's the vision. But also, this is one that you're going to see 3-4 million vehicles per year when you look out 4 or 5 years from now. And again, betting against Musk, it's been the wrong move. And I think this has clearly been a turbulent period. But I could see that Cinderella story starting again as we go into 2025.
All right, Dan, when we talk about a little bit of a longer term trajectory here for Tesla, we heard lots of talk about Optimus, the robot, and exactly what maybe Elon Musk thinks it's going to do to Tesla's valuation. He was talking about $25 trillion here in valuation. How are you looking at the robot from an analyst perspective and ultimately what that's going to do to Tesla's bottom line?
Yeah, I view it as optionality. Again, in terms of from a valuation perspective, none of that's being valued into the stock. Now, looking out, it's really more about the AI components of it. And we've talked about, I think 3-5 years from now, you will see more and more, we'll call it robotics within consumer households. Well, that's going to be AI driven. And I think that's something that it all goes into this AI revolution. It's not just about Musk and Optimus. It's about the chips from the godfather of AI, Jensen, NVIDIA. You're seeing a fourth industrial revolution play out here. Tesla is going to be a main player in that. And I get it. Investors still view it as a car company. But this is just the early stages of broader where Musk is going to be taking Tesla.
How soon do you think Tesla needs to uncloak what a new vehicle model would look like in order to maintain some of the demand generation that we're seeing, or at least in this demand generation cycle, maintain consumer mindshare?
I'd say by March or April 2025. I mean, so this is something I see coming out before the Masters next year, where they could ultimately come out with a strategy, lay it out, for a second half delivery, sub 30K. And I think that starts the next phase of the Tesla growth story. And I think Tesla, we look what happened with Apple this week, betting against these disruptive technology companies with massive install base. It's just been, I think it's the wrong move in what we view as a 1995 moment.
Dan, just circling back to where we started the conversation, when it comes to this vote, some of the concerns surrounding Elon Musk over the last couple of years has been that he's been distracted. He has too much going on. When it comes to some of his other companies, and Tesla really requires someone at the helm who's putting all of their focus on Tesla. Are at least some of those concerns valid in your view? And which ones?
Look, Musk is Tesla, Tesla is Musk. And obviously, I'd say most followed human on the world in many ways. A lot of balancing act. Now, I do think there was a phase that he went through where wasn't maybe the pilot on the plane. We talk about the adult in the room. But you're seeing old school Musk return now. And I do think this has reinvigorated him in terms of the vote, the confidence. But you're right. I mean, Tesla's the golden child. They need Musk, but Musk needs Tesla. And I think that continues to really be the focus, especially with AI, I believe, being under the hood of Tesla as the next stage is getting Musk to 25% voting rate.
All right, Dan Ives, always great to talk to you. Thanks so much for making time to join us here this morning. Wedbush Securities Managing Director. Dan, have a great weekend.